and welcome to Rootz Remedies, a podcast where we explore how to return to our roots in order to become the best version of ourselves. My name is Latasha, and I am honored to be your orator and guide for this healing experience. And today we are going to talk about the importance of nourishing and hydrating the body and how that can help us reclaim our power in our health and wellness. But before we jump into today's topic, I invite us to take a moment of breath. So wherever you are, I encourage you to take this moment to just be. Feel into your body for a moment. How are you feeling? Notice anything that may come up. As you breathe, inhaling and exhaling gently. Continue to inhale and exhale as you listen to the sound of my voice. This is for the person that exists, the one I may never have the honor of meeting, but who somehow hears these words. The one in need of a reminder that you hold more power inside you than you allow yourself to express. You are a beautiful being, nourished and loved into all that you are. You can celebrate the majesty of who you are. Whenever you take a moment of breath, whenever you stop to feed yourself and drink water, you are rooting yourself back into the ground, back into Mother Earth. You are remembering where you came from. You are that powerful. May you remember that as you continue forth and go on with your day. I invite you to continue breathing as I share today's episode affirmation. My choices matter. I can choose differently and take my power back. My choices matter. I can choose differently and take my power back. Let's take one more nice deep cleansing breath together. Inhale deeply into our bellies. Exhale. Shake it out and let it go. All right. Let's flow right into the root of this episode's topic, which is nourishing and hydrating the body. So, what does that mean? And why is it important? Why is it something that is worth a moment of conversation and attention? In today's modern world, many of us are surrounded by foods, but we are not surrounded by nourishment. Many of us are overfed, yet undernourished. I'll say that again. We are overfed, meaning we eat a lot. There's a lot of potential food options in today's world. But even in those things that we are eating, we are not being nourished. So it's important to take a moment to think about what nourishing the body actually means and what it doesn't mean. So when I say nourish the body in this context, I am not simply referring just to eating things just so you can have energy. Because we know that the primary reason that we eat, even though we enjoy eating and we love the flavor and taste of it, the reason why we eat isn't just for the flavor. We eat to fuel our bodies. We eat to nourish our lives. However, it can be very easy to get away from that. It can be easy to get sucked into the trap of, I'm going to eat something because it's fast, it's quick, it's right here, I'm on the go. However, when we do that, we don't always honor the nutrients that our bodies need in a specific moment. So when I am saying nourish our body, I'm truly meaning paying attention to, is the body getting everything it needs in order to have the building blocks to keep us going? Because our bodies have an innate ability to heal themselves. They can. We are beautiful, fascinating creatures as humans. These flesh and bones and matter and atoms and energy packets that make up our experience and existence, it knows what it's doing. It can keep us alive and going. We just need to give it the space and opportunity to do so. And so how are some ways that we can do that? Well, when we're talking about what is nourishment? Because we can go and get something that is food, but does the food nourish us? So when I'm talking about nourishment, I'm thinking about the major building blocks that our bodies need. I'm thinking about protein, carbohydrates, fats. I'm thinking about minerals, vitamins, water, hydration, right? I'm thinking about those things that are broken down to then be converted and used by our bodies to produce more cells, okay? Healthy cells. So when I think about that, I tend to think about eating real foods, whole foods. Is it real? Did it grow naturally from the earth, or was it concocted and created in a laboratory somewhere? And without diving too deeply into specific diets, because I believe that everyone can benefit from many different types of diets. So I'm not the type of person to say, oh, you need to eat this way. No, because we all have different body types and all of us are nourished by different things. However, one thing that I have found to be true is that we are all consistently nourished by real foods. And what I mean by real foods is natural foods, things that have grown from the earth and that are now here being enjoyed by us. Whatever combination that people use, some people eat diets that are high in protein, high in fat, high in carb. Listen, whatever floats your boat, as long as it has a high nutritional value and high nutritional content, that is what we're focusing on. And as we continue to eat foods that are nourishing to our body, we also want to think about hydrating ourselves. Our bodies are made up of 70% water, right? That is a huge percent. So it only makes sense that we need water to survive. So many of us are chronically dehydrated. We don't drink water, and in the moments that we do, we don't drink enough of it to actually get ourselves the moisture and protection that they need in order to fuel our lives. And so hydrating your body, drinking more water, and making sure that your liquid consumption isn't only sodas and juices and punches and all these things, that we're also drinking water to make sure that our systems, our internal organs and our systems are working and functioning at the highest capacity. Another way that we can nourish our body is through movement. Whenever we move, we give our body a chance to release the built up energy that we don't need to hold on to, right? Because we're going so fast, there is energy that is being burned through our metabolism. However, it is also important to engage with that energy. When we eat food and we are nourished, that food is to fuel us. So as we are being fueled, we need somewhere for that fuel to go, right? We need somewhere so that we can burn off that fuel and not just hold on to it and have it be stagnant within us. When we move, we burn off that fuel and make space so then we can refuel again. So movement is very, very important. It's a very, very important component of nourishing our body. Another important component in physical nourishment is sleep, getting proper and adequate amounts of sleep. It is during sleep that we are able to rejuvenate and revive and come back to life. It's where our bodies are able to integrate all the things that we've been doing throughout the day into our bodies to allow us to keep going. It's the moment of rest that we need, not only for our bodies, but also for our mental space and our mind in order to wake up and feel refreshed for the next day. So it doesn't do any good if we're nourishing and fueling our body, we're moving and releasing the energy, but then we're not taking a break to replenish. A big part of that replenishing process is sleep. So it's the fueling through the nourishment and getting your nutrients, hydration, movement, and sleep. These are, I would say, the simple building blocks to how we can nourish and hydrate our body in a way that allows us to realign back to the truth of who we are and take back that power little by little by little. Because when we do these things, we are now more fortified and we aren't getting burnt out as easily. We aren't staying overwhelmed and overworked as long. Now we're able to bounce back a bit quicker because our internal organ system is now in a space where it can work at its optimum level. Because that's what it's about. Our bodies can already do the work. It's just our responsibility to work with our bodies in order for that work to be fully manifested. And I understand that sometimes the idea of nourishment and what it means to eat and the how can be very daunting. So today, I'm going to share 2 tools that have helped me in my personal life with the how. The first I would like to share is on hydration. So many of us, it's like, okay, I would like to drink water, but I'm going throughout the day. I'm so busy. I don't have anything with me. Some of us like to carry water bottles or have a cup that we can refuel throughout the day. Whatever it is for you that works, go ahead and keep that. Keep that going. Whatever works for you, keep it going. However, for me, I very soon found out that water bottles just didn't work for me. They didn't work for me. No matter how much I loved the bottle, no matter how much I was excited to use it, my water bottles always broke or I accidentally forgot them somewhere. It was just always hard to keep something in my hand. And one thing that worked for me may not work for everyone, but it has definitely been working well for me is having a hydration pack. And this hydration pack is simply a backpack. It's a backpack that I carry with me, just has a straws right there. It's easy, accessible. It's on my back. It has been very helpful for me because it has taken the guesswork out of hydration. It's right here. It's so accessible. It's hard not to drink water. So at most days at the end of my day, because it's just right here, by the time I get in, it's already empty. Easy. Done. Hydration. And I'm not saying that hydration packs are something that everyone wants to utilize because I understand carrying something on your back can be uncomfortable and all the other things. Yes. However, my point is it's not about the item that you use. It's about the ease of which it brings you. For me, water bottles weren't easy for me because I had to carry them. I had to remember to take them. For me, the hydration pack is easy because it's just right there on my back. Maybe for you, the hydration pack won't be easy because it'll weigh you down, but you have a special cup and you know you won't forget that cup because you love that cup. Or maybe you have a water bottle that you decorate and you really connect with the decoration so you won't forget about it. Whatever it is, the point is to make hydration and drinking your water so ridiculously easy that it's easier to drink your water than it is not to. Another tool that has really helped me on my journey, specifically with food and with thinking about food. Again, because there's so many different conversations out there about what to eat, how to eat. It can be overwhelming. It can be very, very overwhelming. And I've searched high and low over many different diets, tried many different eating styles myself. However, I've found that, again, for most of us, when we eat whole, clean foods, that's a great place to start. If you want to dive deeper into, okay, well, what does that mean? How do I do that? A book that I have found helpful that really breaks down food in a very simple to understand way is Food Rules by Michael Pollan. This book is a game changer. Not only does it have some cool artwork that I really appreciate, but it breaks down eating into bite-sized, easy to understand concepts. So these two examples, just short. It's not food if it arrived through the window of your car. Ooh, well, it's not food if it's called by the same name in every language. Think Big Mac, Cheetos, Pringles. Right? So those are, regardless of how you feel or resonate with that, you can take or leave whatever doesn't resonate, as always. However, I like the approach to this book because it's simple, it's quick, it gives us things that we can understand pretty easily. The knowledge is very digestible, and I appreciate that. And I think that anyone who wants to learn more about the how of eating without being overwhelmed by so much information or even overwhelmed by all the sciencey talk, this is a really solid book to check out. So what are some of your experiences? How do you hydrate your body, and how do you nourish and care for yourself? Let us know in the comments some of the things that you do and some of the things from today's episode that resonated, or even some things that may not have resonated. Let's continue this conversation and keep it going so we can help each other heal and nourish our bodies. Because again, when given the space to work at peak capacity, our bodies know what they're doing. It just needs a little bit of help from us sometimes to align to where we're going. So when we eat well, move, hydrate, sleep, we can feel better. Before we go, a reminder of today's episode affirmation, which is, my choices matter. I can choose differently and take my power back. Thank you for joining. I hope you got something out of today. Until next time, may you go in peace, flow in love, and enjoy creating the world that you wish to thrive in.